Okay, man. Overlook all the junk. Okay. When you have your 916, what you want to do is take a good look at it. Make sure you got it hooked up right. So you want your 2-meter coax that's coming in from the antenna. I'm using LMR 400. For you, it's so close it don't matter. This is going to the SDR. Notice I'm not using this side. I'm using the 2-meter downlink, because what happens if you don't do this, you'll get descents. That's what it's called. So the gray jumper runs over here to the SDR. I've got it plugged in. I've got a little jumper on it there, but anyway. Take your 440 from your antenna, your 430, and run it to the back of the radio. I can't remember what it is. Is it Icom 461 or something like that? Anyway. Okay, so you run your 440 coax from the antenna straight to the radio. You run your 2-meter to the 2-meter side. Try not to get those mixed up either. Don't, like, excuse me. Don't put your 2-meter here and expect to go out this way and get any kind of results. Basically, this is just a bandpass filter, is all it is. So basically, you're filtering out where your antennas are so close together. It's called descents or intermod that you get when you transmit. And I still get it. Let me see. Let me key up here. Okay, you see that? That's descents. But watch it when I whistle. Audio 1, 2. You see how it goes down right there? And then I'm gonna quit talking. Okay. Now I'm gonna unkey. Alright, that's descents. On console, make sure you run these. You got these 2 tabs right here. Want to make it brighter. I like to run mine somewhat bright, but look, if I move this down, like the red down, look how much descents I'm getting. So make sure you adjust that up. You know, it's still too much. It's still too much. Okay. Notice I'm just kind of playing with both of them here. So a lot of people don't get descents. I still do get descents. Okay. In SDR console, you can go to view satellites. I have mine set here to where I've got like AO91, CAS4A, 4B, pretty much all the satellites I'm gonna work. Okay, if you're gonna use this, make sure you go to home, latitude, longitude, do a Google search to find out your rough latitude, longitude. Make sure those are in there. Okay, this is your height above sea level. Make sure it's in meters. So like I'm at 970 feet above sea level, which turns into 283.4. Make sure you get that correct, because what that does is, see right here, and so like when this bird comes in, the satellite, it'll run across this bar, and then when it gets to apogee, you know, you'll see it, and you'll also see it here too. Instead of having to use your phone, you can use this. This is kind of a pain in the ass to set up. I think what you do is you go into select. You want to browse for certain satellites. So it brought mine up over here because I'm running 2 monitors. Let's see if I can find FO29. Where the hell is that? Okay, right here. The Japan 2. I'm gonna hit add. Make sure this is add to satellite list is check marked. I'm gonna click OK. You're probably gonna get a pop-up or something that says is now active in the satellite lists. So I'm just gonna put add. Okay. So yeah, it's there right here. So what it does is it has your uplink on this side, your downlink on this side. This is not accurate. You can go into select again, go down to FO29. Think apply. Anyway, I know this satellite has a 2-meter uplink also, so usually let's see here. Your footprints, I keep my visibility on 30 minutes. Text is black. What the hell? Why is it showing FO? Go to organize. Okay. Organize is right here. So what you can do is you can highlight this and you can edit it to your uplink frequency. I don't know why the hell it's got a 10-meter uplink, but always remember when you're using your SDR that make sure, especially with console or any other software for that matter, if you're using satellites, make sure you're using upper sideband on your downlink. Make sure your radio is set to lower sideband. That can cause some issues there. So go back to XW2A. I'm trying to think here, man. I've got mine set to where it's like the middle of the band. You can look on ISS detector and probably tell. So the green marker is where the middle part should be. Okay. I've got mine cat controlled. You might not be able to cat control it. I don't always see myself. It depends on the polarization shift of the antenna or the satellite, what it's going to show. So trying to cover some things here. I like to run my clock at UTC up here. My speed is at 40 default, resolution default, color I like to run red blue. I think it looks really good. The signal meter, you can set that to default. I'm trying to think of what else. I wish there was a satellite coming in. So what'll happen is here, you'll have your 440 radio here. Like for example, XW2A, I've got mine set for 435.040 ish. Okay, that's the center uplink frequency. So look at your SDR for downlink. The center downlink for XW2A is about 145.675, or it is for me. So when you start talking, you're gonna, when you're into the bird, usually I don't start seeing myself here until it's like 10 degrees or 15 to 20 and 30 and on up. You'll start seeing yourself here. You'll also see yourself drifting. So there's a way to get by drifting. Transmit, if you don't have a radio that has full Doppler control, throw your call sign out, like W4ZXT Echo Mike 77, because what's happening as you're talking is the Doppler's shifting its moving frequency. Okay? And then just shut up and then kind of look for yourself. You can use your mouse wheel. You see I'm changing my downlink. So as everything's shifting, I hear other people, I can just roll my mouse wheel or just kind of scoot over. Some people actually take this and slide it over if you want to do that, if you don't have a wheel on your mouse. You'll get to the point to where some of these linear satellites, they're they're very peculiar on what kind of polarization you throw into them. So let's say your antenna is cocked at a 30 or 45 degree, like sideways, like I usually run mine like this. Sometimes that works. Sometimes it works better if the 440 elements are horizontal or vertical, sorry. So, and every satellite's different. I find a happy medium about a tilt about 30 degrees to the left. Again, with a nested antenna like the Quad Yagi setup, you'll notice, you know, it changes the other one too. I haven't had a whole lot of luck with running 440 horizontal, purely horizontal, but I've had a lot of luck with it running vertical, and that puts the 2 meter at a horizontal plane. If you pitch it 30 degrees, it's going to pitch the quad too. It's kind of a happy medium, okay? So instead of losing 40 dB or something like that, you'll lose more like 9 or something like that. I don't know what the exact figures are for that, but anyway, it's something pretty drastic. That's why I run a pitch on mine. AO91, it doesn't really matter how your antenna is on 91. 92, it does like a pitch to the sides. So also here you can hit passes and it'll come up and show you kind of what's coming. Like I know at 9:01 Eastern time the XW2A is coming out of the south. I can run this bar and I can tell it's going just to the left of me overhead, so that'll probably be a pretty good pass. Note that some of these satellites, the XW2s, for some reason they're better when they're coming from the south. When they get north, they start acting weird. So that's my experience anyway. I don't know if the polarity shifts on them or they change or something happens there, but anyway, I hope this helped somebody running this setup. I'm running the 857D so I've actually got it on cat control, so it'll actually hold frequency for me. So, and I'm sure the 706 and radios like the 897 stuff like that will do that too. But if you're on a budget and you want to get into satellites, I think the 857D is a fantastic radio. SDR console is very complicated. I like to run my filter at 2.6, 2.8. If it gets really crowded and everybody's trying to cram on each other, I go to 2.2 or 2.4. Also, I was going to touch base. Center frequency is where a lot of people just start haggling. They just start keying on the top of each other because one person can't hear the other one yet, or they just don't care. So if you can see your signal, just do like a quick whistle. I don't recommend anybody whistling on satellites on FM. I'm talking about sideband only. And you see all these people in the middle here and they're having a conversation. You want to call CQ, roll your VFO, whistle until you get over here to the side of them. That's the beauty of linear satellites. So nobody wants to be talked over top of each other, you know, and it happens on accident sometimes on linear birds. FM, it's purely buttholish. I think people do it on purpose. But anyway, as you can see, I'm running a 450 Yaesu rotor, which is an excellent rotor for this, considering just aesthetically. Okay. I've got another Yaesu for the 13B2. For the 5500's going up, I've got some wire here that I need to wire this thing up and get it up outside so I can get my antenna floating up and down instead of just having it on a 20-degree pitch. So, oh, and don't forget about the if you got a light antenna like that, don't forget about these, because you can run these satellite arms down into your rotor, mount the antenna. You'll loosen this screw and this screw and kind of straighten it out a little bit to where it's about a 20-degree tilt, and then, you know, you'll be able to turn it that way. You'll be surprised how many satellites you'll get into with just 20 degrees, 20, 23, something like that. This is a kind of a sweet spot. But think about it. If a bird's coming overhead, how long is it here to here? Honestly, not long. It's like a freight train coming over your head and you're laying on the tracks. So concentrate on this 20 degrees, so it'll kind of pump you off the horizon all the way up to about 35, 40. So, all right, that's what I got, man. Or whoever wants to watch this. Keep your grid map out. Download one of these off of ICOM. It's a US grid square map. Any LOTW confirmation you get, just highlight it. Use a highlighter. It's a good thing. Alright, man. Catch you guys later.